Hello, boys and girls.
Hello, Mr. Chu.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Okay, who can tell me what you did yesterday? What did you do yesterday? Yes, Grace?
I did my homework yesterday.
You did your homework. Anna?
I have a lot of class.
You had a lot of classes yesterday. Zhang Jie?
I had a weird dream yesterday.
You had a weird dream yesterday.
I went out for dinner with my cousin yesterday.
Okay, you went out for dinner. Okay, yes, Lena?
Yesterday I went out to play with my sister
Okay.
in the park.
Okay, you went out with your sisters. Who can tell me, what did you do last weekend? Last weekend. Weekend? For example, last Saturday. Last Saturday. Okay.
I learned English last weekend.
Okay, last weekend you attended English classes. Yes, Alex?
I had an English class.
You also had an English class. I'm surprised. Lena?
I had a drawing class and a math class.
You had a drawing class and a math class.
I was practicing my
Piano lessons? Okay. Handwriting.
handwriting.
You were learning to write Chinese calligraphies. 中国的书法. Is it right?
Yes.
Chinese calligraphies. Okay. Now besides learning, now you learn maths, Chinese, English, and then Chinese handwriting. Besides learning, did you have something fun? Yes?
I played computer games with my father and mother.
Okay, you played computer games. Okay, that's good. Excellent.
I played the CD players with my cousin.
You listened to the CD player. Okay, you played CD players. Okay, yes, Zhang Jie?
Well, to me, doing homework is fun enough because when I look at a movie, it's almost like impossible unless 1 month later my mother and father don't usually let me touch the computer.
Okay, so your free time is always to do exercises.
Well, mostly.
Mostly. Your father and mother must be very strict with you. 父母对你很严格. Okay, sometimes they are good, but you should have a break, and then during the break time, you can enjoy and relax. Any other things did you do? For example, yes, please?
I played in the garden with my sister.
You played in the garden with your sister. I'm very happy to hear that you played. Did anybody also play? Yes, Lena?
I play in the. I go to the cinema with my cousin and play football on the ground with my.
Okay, very good.
My brother.
And did anybody go to any other places? Yes, please?
I went to Xiamen.
You went to Xiamen, okay. You enjoyed the beautiful scenery there, right?
Yes.
Okay. When we talk about something in the past, and then we use certain word. Now, let's look at this one. And a little boy or a little girl, we can say this one.
Sure.
Now, first, on Saturday morning, for example, you're talking about your Saturday. So, who can say the first one? For example, on Saturday morning, let's say in this way. Okay, here. First of all, I visited the zoo and I saw lots of animals. I played with a kangaroo. And then I took a lot of pictures of the animals. And then I had lunch in a restaurant. Right. So in the morning, first you go to visit the zoo. Okay. San Diego Zoo. Okay. Yes. And then you saw lots of animals. And then you play with a kangaroo. And then you took a lot of pictures of the animals. Then you had lunch in the restaurant. Who'd like to say something about this one? Okay. Emily? Yes, come here and then talk about this one. Yes, come here and then say it.
First, on Saturday morning,
you can change the name of the zoo.
Tom visited the zoo. In the zoo, he saw a lot of animals and played with a kangaroo. He took a lot of pictures of the animals and had lunch in a restaurant.
Very good. Excellent. And then Emily changed the name. Tom went to visit the zoo. Now, after visiting the zoo, I'm putting this one here. What do you think? And then, next, on Saturday afternoon. Okay, on Saturday afternoon, Tom went to a science museum and he got in the spaceship. Okay, he got into the spaceship and then he had a ride on the time machine. That's kind of toy, big toy. Okay, and had a ride on the time machine. Okay. John Jay, would you like to come and say a few words about this one?
Tom went to a science museum on Saturday afternoon.
Very good.
He got into a spaceship, and he also had a ride on a time machine.
And he had a good time.
And he thinks that it was the funnest day he had in his entire life.
Okay, funniest. Okay, entire life we cannot say that because Tom is still a little boy. Okay, now let's look at this one here. Now from this side, here, let's talk about this one here. From this side, later on together, 1, 2.
Later
on Sunday morning, he went to the theater and watched an animal documentary. That's right. First went to the theater and then watched an animal documentary. What happened later on?
Later, he had a drink.
Okay, later he had a drink. And then
Had a picnic in the park.
And then he visited a toy shop. So this time you can change the order of this one. Lena. Okay, please.
Later on, first Tom had a drink on Saturday morning and Sunday morning, and then he had a picnic in the park with his friend, and he visited a toy shop, and then he went to the cinema and he watched an animal documentary.
Excellent. Okay. So Lena changed the order. So Sunday morning he had a drink first, and then he visited the toy shop, had a picnic in the park, and then visited the shop, and then he went to the theater. Okay. What about the last one? Finally. Let's see it together. Okay. Finally. Finally. Let's say it together.
Finally, on Sunday evening,
He
had
dinner and
watched TV
and read a newspaper, took a shower, and went to bed at 9 p.m. Okay, Anna, now please come here from the other side.
Finally, on Sunday evening, Tom had dinner, and Tom watched TV, and then he had dinner. After that, He read a newspaper. He read a newspaper. Finally, he took a bus and went to bed at 9 p.m.
Okay. Now, first of all, and then, and next, and finally. Who'd like to say a few more things? Okay. Yes, Grace? On
Saturday morning, I did my homework, watched TV, played the piano.
And then?
Then I'll have a big lunch, and I go to bed.
I went to
bed. I was sleeping.
Okay, and then went to bed. Okay, Sunday morning and then Sunday afternoon, and then I went to bed. Okay, now let's stop for a while. I'm going to ask you to look at this one. Now, if you talk about something, if you want to talk about the past things, 我们要说到过去的事情，过去的时间 and then we use the past tense. Here we have the present verb, past tense, and present perfect tense.
Yeah.
Now let's read it one by one. Okay? Who is more concentrative? Now let's read it together. 1, 2.
Cut. Hit.
Again. Hit.
Hit.
Hurt.
Let. Put. Read.
Read. Short. Very short. Read. Read. Together.
Read.
Okay. Now here. Choose. Chosen. Forget.
Forgotten.
Steal.
Stolen.
Speak.
Spoken.
Wake.
Woken.
Have you found something which is very interesting? If you look at this part, for the first part, 3 verbs, they do not change. So if you want to use any form, they are the same. The second part, you can see, look carefully. Which way is the easiest way to remember? Do you know? How will you remember the past tense and then past participle? Now, here, choose. This one, chose. 看看这个字，只加了一个 and chosen, and then stolen, spoken, woken, all added and, except this one, T. Okay?
Yeah.
T-T-E-N. This is the word. Okay. Now for the next one, bring, brought. Now quickly, 1, 2.
Bring, brought. Buy, bought.
Now listen. Buy, bought together.
Buy, bought. Catch, caught.
Now you say caught in, okay, caught, catch, caught together.
Catch, caught. Feel, felt. Find, found. Get, got.
Okay, listen very carefully. Emily, this one.
Have, had.
Okay, John J.
Hear, heard.
Okay, Lena.
Learned.
Okay, Alex. Leave.
Left.
Good. Anna.
Lost.
Lose. Lost. Again, please.
Lose, lost.
Okay, Grace.
Make.
Together.
Meant.
Do you know the meaning of this one? Mean 什么意思？过去时念 meant， 过去分词 meant. Together. Mean, meant. Meet, met. Say, said. Okay, Grace. Sell.
Sold.
Okay, Anna?
Sat.
Okay, Alex? Sit.
Sat.
Excellent. Next one.
Slept.
Okay, Zhangzhen.
Spelled.
Excellent.
Stand, stood.
Together.
Teach,
taught. Think, thought. Win, won. Excellent. You have done an excellent job. Now, we have learned this one. So we are going to do some of the things. Now, look here carefully. Here. Now, we have got some of things. Now, who can come here and write something here? English classes every Monday and Thursday. Emily, the first one. Now, listen very carefully. Yes. Now here, don't worry. I spoken. 这个 spoken 是过去分词，过去分词必须要跟一个词用。Emily? Yes, which word?
Spoken.
Okay, have. So here, you have to write I have spoken. 变成了现在完成时 I have spoken to Mr. Wang about it already. Okay, Lena? Excellent. Now look here. They have not got their books yet. 这个词和 before 这都是用在现在完成时里头 before and yet. So if you see this word and this word, you use have. 如果是否定句呢，加在词的中间 have not got. Okay. Anna, the last one. He since September. Since September 自从9月份以来，那么也是现在完成时。Has excellent. Now, he hasn't made any mistakes since September. 你们看到我提醒大家 here. Since, yet, before, already 这4个词 they are used in present perfect tense. And yesterday, and this one for past tense, this one, went. But this one here, there is a little mistake, right? Because every Monday and Thursday, so it should have. Okay, so have. So for this part here, it's a mistake. And for this one, I have spoken, emphasizing from the past till now. Okay. 这个呢，是因为从过去到现在我已经说了 ，so it does not mean I spoke to. If I spoke to, you do not use this word. Okay. All right. Now, when we talk about grammar, you have lots of things to learn. Okay. Now we are going to watch a piece of cartoon.
Yes.
Do you like to watch cartoons?
Yes.
Okay. 好，电视机前的小朋友们。现在我们请你们一起来跟我们看一段卡通片。
It was a dark evening. Harry's mother got home a little later than usual. Harry was waiting for his mother and also waiting for some chocolate. When his mother gave the chocolate to Harry, she told Harry what had happened 3 hours earlier. I was waiting for the train, and I remembered that you wanted me to buy some chocolate for you. So I went into the station coffee shop. I bought some chocolate and a newspaper and put them on a long seat. And then I went to get a cup of coffee. What happened next? Asked Harry. When I came back with the coffee, I saw a boy sitting at the other side of the seat. He was wearing dark glasses and old clothes, and his hair was coloured red at the front. He was eating my chocolate. Then what did you do? Asked Harry again. Of course, I was unhappy, but I knew he was only a boy. So I didn't say anything and sat down. I just sipped my coffee, looked down at my newspaper, and took a bit of chocolate. Why didn't you take all the chocolate back? Said Harry. The boy looked at me carefully, and then he took another big piece of my chocolate. I was a bit angry, but I still didn't say anything to him, because I thought he was only a boy. You should have told the boy that the chocolate was for me, said Harry again. No, I could see that he loved chocolate very much. But when he took the 4th piece, I got really angry. And I quickly took back the last piece and put it in my bag. Did the boy say something? Asked Harry. Yes, he did. First, he gave me a strange look and then stood up. But he shouted out when he left. What did he shout? Asked Harry. He shouted, There's something wrong with that woman. And everybody looked at me. I thought that boy was very naughty. He had eaten my chocolate, but he was angry with me. What did you do then? Asked Harry. He was only a boy. I didn't do anything. I just kept quiet. Mum, you're really kind, said Harry. Well, after I finished the coffee and was ready to get on the train, my face suddenly turned very red. What happened, Mum? Asked Harry. When I picked up the newspaper, I saw the bag of chocolate I had bought for you, and it was unopened. Mum, you were eating the boy's chocolate, said Harry. Yes, indeed. What a shame.
好，电视机前的小朋友们，你们喜欢我们的卡通片吗？有时候误解别人呢是非常不应该的。So, in our daily life, if you mistake other people's things, and then you need to say sorry. Okay. Now, finally, I have something here. Now, when we talk about something in the past, only yesterday I was very short, but today, remember, only yesterday. It does not necessarily mean yesterday. 这个不是说就是昨天。Only yesterday means something in the past, but today. Who can give me this one? Emily.
Only yesterday I was very short, but today I'm very tall.
Okay. Yes, number 2. Yes, Anna?
Only yesterday
I didn't know any English word.
English word, but today I
I have learned a lot of
sentences.
Okay, good. Who can do this one? Only yesterday I was crying all the time. But today, Alex.
Only yesterday I was crying all the time. But today I wasn't crying at all.
But today, I'm happy all the time. Okay.